Hello everyone and welcome to the unboxing and initial install of the newest ENGWE EP-2 Boost. You might know the EP-2 Pro. It's actually a very special bike for me, this one. It was the EP-2 Pro was the first ENGWE bike that I have tested several years ago, and it's also one of their best-selling bikes because it's simple, it's efficient, reliable, so everything is fine with that model. And ENGWE kept improving it for years. They did various fine tunings, better battery, bigger capacity, better motor. It was changed at the moment. Another controller was put in and so on. So the bike, even the original EP-2 Pro, was further improved and improved as years passed. And today now we have the Boost version where everything is again changed. We have torque sensor, another controller, so the bike is now also very smart and should be really nice to pedal. So we are taking it out of the packaging. I recommend you to use a scissor, not a cutter, and to be careful because this foam can get punched easy, and then you are just going to scratch the new paint on your bike. Alright, so by magic the packaging is out, and now we are going to open this box up because we have things that we need inside. So in this box you get a lot of stuff. You get, of course, the charger, which is the biggest one. We now also get included the small air pump to fill up the tires. And we get tools, a lot of tools. We get the pedals. We get a bell. We get various other things here, such as spare brake pads, a fuse, screws, washers. And we have here caps from the front wheel, and not one but actually two booklets here. One is for the Boost and one is for the Boost. There are two languages here. One is in English and the other one is in Polish or something like that. Okay, nice. And we also get some zip ties. To continue the setup, I'm also going to open this box here, and inside you are going to get the handlebar stem, which is folded in this position, so you are going to make it a bit straight, such as that. And this one is going to get in here, and you have here this screw which is going to lock it into position. Very important, this has a bend. As you can see, it's bent this way. So usually people install this bent toward them. This should be like this, bent in the front. Very important because it can influence the stability of your bike. If it's bent backwards, it can wobble while you ride the bike, and if it's bent forward, it should be stable. So this is going to fit in here, and then we are going to put the handlebar here on the top. Alright, so I finally did it. And I guess that these screws have pre-applied Loctite on them. I'm going to take them out. Yes, I was correct. So they have some Loctite on them. That's why they went out so hard. Take care. You have here also washers. If you do like this, there are the washers. Right, and now we can put the handlebar. The handlebar is going to be like this, and we need to put that cap back, and we can play with the display and the handlebar position for now, so it's easier for us. We are going to center this a bit, then put this. Don't forget the washers. I'm going to put them now, 1, 2, and the screws. Alright, so we are going to not tighten them up right now. Let's check the angle of this. So it should be something like that. Seems fine. Alright, only now we are going to tighten the screws, and I'm going to move this like this. The display also has some screws underneath. You can release those a bit so it rotates more easy while you do this, so you do not force it too much, and then you can tighten them up back. Alright, so this is now secured. We can move on here with the biggest hex key. I'm going to tighten this up a bit so we can move on with the front wheel, but without this tightened up, the handlebar is going to come out. We are going to align it later to have it straight centered on the wheel. And now the fun begins. We are going to install the front wheel. So I put the bike this way. You should be really careful when doing that, because you can scratch the display or you can damage other things. This also is very tight, but you have the proper tools included. So we are going to be able to release it somehow. Now, this part is released, but the other one doesn't want to cooperate for now. I'll try it from this part again. Alright, and there we go. Protection shaft is now out. And now the most important part is the washers and the spacers face. So you have here a washer. Here's the washer. Here. This one. Then you have the spacer. Then you have the locking washer and the nut. And it's the same on the other side. If you look at this, this is another spacer, another washer, another locking washer, and a nut. On this side, these two were reversed, the locking washer with the washer. In theory and in practice, you need first the spacer, then the washer, then the locking washer, and then the nut. When you are going to install it, you don't have to take them out. You just put these as far as they go out without taking them off. You loosen them up. Then on the shaft you are going to push the spacers in, then the washers, and you are going to separate and create a space between the locking washer and the washer. And then you are going to slide in the disc through the caliper, and also this should enter in the fork. So it's in the fork, it spins, but you are going to have to adjust the brakes after that, because in my case it's rubbing a bit. Now you have to rotate this locking washer. You have a small hole there. This enters there, it's in, and only then you are going to tighten it up. It's the same on the other side as well. Then I have here from the toolbox two spanners that are 15 and 15. So I'm going to put one here, one on the other side, and then just be sure that this is fully tightened up so I don't lose my front wheel while I ride the bike. Now that we have the front wheel on, we are going to also install the front mudguard and the headlamp. So I'm again going to use the provided tools. We have here a nylock and a screw, so you cannot take it out without holding it from the other side. And it's almost out. And you have here washers, one in the front, one in the back. There you go. And the headlamp is here. I'm gonna check that the cables are not too tangled. It's going to stay like that. And the mudguard comes like this. Now it's a choice of preference. It can sit in the back, in the front. I'm going to put it this way from the back. The bracket will be in the back. So I'm going to put the screw through this with the washer. Goes through this eyelet, then mudguard bracket. Then I'm going to put the washer first and the nylock. Okay, and now we need to hold it again in place. And use the tools so we get it back on. And then of course put this in the correct position, and the mudguard can be adjusted up and down. But I'm not just going to do that now because we have also the brackets to fix. So I'm going to put them also on. You have here the pre-installed screws, one on each side. You take them out. These also have pre-applied Loctite on them, so they may not come out very easy. And then put this and put the screw back. It's the same on the other side. And now we have here a space so we can adjust the bracket so the space will match on this part also. So this is a bit too tight. I'm going to release the screw a bit, put the bracket upward. Now it's better, much more better. So I know the position and just need to tighten all the screws out, and I'm done with the front mudguard as well. The rear mudguard, it's more easy to install because it's pre-installed, so you only have to take out the screws here. You have two screws. The upper one is for the rear rack, the lower one is for the mudguard bracket. So out they come. And if you are going to install the rear rack, you can also take the other screw out. It's going to make things easier now because you have more space to work on. And for the rear rack you also have these screws here that you need to take out. Also take note that the lower screws here are the same and they are short, while this one here, it's longer. So don't mix them up. With the screws out, we can put the bracket on. It's going to be a bit fiddly, but you are going to manage to do it. You can help yourself also with the tool, make it easier to guide the screw back in. And it's the same thing on the other side. Don't forget also the washer. The washer is on the exterior part. And now the rear rack, which I'm going to install. Very easy. This fits on over. And you have to put the screws back, the long ones at the top, the shorter ones down. And the same procedure on both sides. Again, a bit fiddly on the lower part until you match the screw to go in. But if it goes in a bit by hand, you are okay. Now that we have the rear rack on, we can also install the rear tail lamp. It has two screws, embedded screws, and you take the nuts out. If you are required to install a license plate, you have this bracket already installed, or you can fit another tail lamp underneath. And almost lost one screw, but my cat saved it. Alright, and then this should be lined up centered, and one of the provided tools will fit this screw, will match it. Actually the smallest one, an 8, but this is going to be a bit tricky because you don't have a lot of space, so you need to do a lot of fiddling, and bit by bit you are going to fix it up. You don't have space from underneath, just a bit, but one is done already because they go in easy. And they are done. Also, you got some zip ties, and those are for fixing this nicely so it doesn't get caught into the wheel. The wire for the stop lamp, one here, and probably I'm going to put another one here. I've got 3 zip ties, but you can put as many as you want. 2 are enough. I'm going to cut the excess later. Only a few things left, so we need to install the pedals. On the crank here we get a letter, an R, and it shows here an arrow to rotate that way, and you are going to identify the pedal. Here is an R, and it's very important to put the correct pedal into the correct position because they have reversed thread, and they should go in very easy. And then after they went several turns, you can use the provided tools to secure them. And I think they are with this one. Yes, this one works, and they are going in very easy. On the other side you have reverse thread, but they show you the arrow. It's the same thing, very easy to do, but very important not to try to mix them up, because I have seen people putting them reversed. You can manage to do that because these are from alloy, so they are not very strong, and when you are using this is steel, and putting them into an alloy, it's going to destroy the thread, but it's going to enter there and then they are going to fall off. And now the seat, that's very easy. The clamp is open, this goes in, clamp is on, but it's too loose, so I'm going to adjust it, and it is on, and that's it. And now I have put the key in, put the contact on, and let's see. Yep, it powers on. So that was it. I only have to tighten the handlebar stem into the front forks so the wheel is perfectly straight and tightened up, fully charge the battery, and I'm ready to take it out for the full review, which I hope that is going to be as nice as the first version of this bike that I have tested a long time ago. Until my next video, see you and bye bye.